My name is Cassidy, or Magical Martini. Welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a really fun tag. It is called the Disney State of Mind tag, and it was created by Fun Fury. So I will go ahead and link their channel up above and down below. I was tagged by my sister Vanessa over at Disney Nessi, so of course I will also be linking all of her information up above and down below. Before we get started, I wanted to point out that these beautiful ears were gifted to me from Vanessa in our birthday box swap, so you know it. I will link that up above and down below. If you haven't had a chance to see it, it was really amazing. If you see me look down, it is because I have the questions on my handy dandy laptop, and stick around to the end to see who I tag. Let's go ahead and get started with question number 1. Which Disney character embodies hangry to you? Well, I think Abu from Aladdin definitely embodies hangry because he's always angry and he's always hungry, so that just makes sense to me. He did get really mad at Aladdin when Aladdin wanted to share his food with those 2 little kids in the beginning, and then the apple with Jasmine, so I definitely think Abu is just not a good food sharer, and also is just always hungry and angry, so Abu. Number 2, if you were stranded on a deserted island and you can only have one type of food, which Disney meal or snack would you choose? This one was hard, and it doesn't really work for a deserted island, but it's my go-to. I have to get it every time I go to Disneyland, so I'm just gonna say clam chowder in a bread bowl. I know, really weird and random to have on a deserted island, but it's so good, and it's the one thing I have to have every single time, so I felt like I couldn't not answer with that. Number 3, if you could magically move one Disney ride to your backyard, which one would you choose? So I'm going to agree with Vanessa's answer and say Flight of Passage, because that ride is just so gorgeous, and it's like you're truly going to another world, and I think that would be a really fun escape to have in your backyard. It's just full of nature and the ocean and animals, and it's really, really cool. So I would definitely say Flight of Passage. Number 4, if you are able to choose only one Disney meal and one Disney snack every day when you visit the parks, which would it be? Okay, so the meal would definitely be the ahi tuna nachos and lobster pasta at Yak and Yeti in Animal Kingdom at Disney World, because that is my favorite meal I've ever had at any Disney restaurant ever. So definitely that. And the snack would be a cake pop, especially if it's like red velvet. I love all of them, but red velvet's my favorite. So yes. Number 5, if you could shop with a shopping cart for 15 minutes and not have to pay for anything, which store at which park would you choose to shop in? I would choose to shop at Off the Page in Hollywood in California Adventure, because they have Thomas Kincaid's, they have Jim Shore's, they have pins, they have other figurines, like they have all the artwork and beautiful collector's item pieces, but then also the fun little stuff like phone cases and pins, like I said, which I love, obviously. So, and it's not like that big, because my first original thought was like World of Disney, but I would get so overwhelmed because it's so big, and if I only have 15 minutes, I need to be able to just like grab and put stuff in my cart. So definitely Off the Page is a lot smaller. I would get like quality things that I really want, and that would be a dream come true. And if you haven't been to that store, it's connected to like the Animation Academy. It's really a great store. Highly recommend it. Number 6, which Disney character would you like to have with you in a lockdown situation? I'm gonna go with Prince Eric because he's cute, and yeah, that's pretty much why, because he's cute and he's my favorite prince, so why not? Number 7, which Disney character is your spirit animal? Okay, so honestly, I think that there's a lot of different Disney characters that I'm a lot alike in certain ways, but then not in others, obviously. So I'm just gonna go with my current vibes, and I'm gonna say Rapunzel, because during this whole quarantine, all I wanted to do was go out and explore and do something fun, but obviously we were all in lockdown, so it brought out my really creative side, and I created this whole background and tried to do a lot of like arts and crafts and fun things like that. So recently my spirit animal has definitely been Rapunzel. Number 8. If you were a Disney character, which movie would you star in and who are you? These questions are really deep. I'm just gonna go with Beauty and the Beast because it's my all-time favorite Disney movie, and obviously I would want to be Belle. She's my favorite princess. I think her and I do have quite a bit in common, and just the scenery, the sidekicks, everything about Beauty and the Beast I love, so I would definitely love to be in that movie because, I mean, Beast Castle, even the little town, it's just like, it's all so cute. I love it. So, Beauty and the Beast. Number 9, what's the quirkiest thing you've done during quarantine to keep the magic alive? Well, I touched on it a little bit. I completely redid my background. I painted, I got bigger shelves, reorganized so that I had more room for my collection. I reorganized my pins about 1 million times. That's pretty quirky. And just posted a lot to my Instagram, MagicalMartini. Tried to make a lot of content for this channel, and weirdest hair flying. Sorry about that. And yeah, just it was very Disney focused during quarantine. Obviously, I'm not in quarantine anymore. I've been back to work for almost 2 months. But during quarantine, it was very saturated in Disney magic to try to keep my spirits up. And it was just a little side note that Fun Fiero created this tag in late June before the parks were open. So these next questions, they were originally made while still in quarantine. That makes sense. Okay, number 10. When the parks reopen, which Fast Pass do you want to do first if Fast Pass is still a thing? So I heard that Fast Pass is not still a thing, but if it were, I would get a Fast Pass for Tower of Terror. Wow, spacing. Tower of Terror if I was at Disney World and if we went to Hollywood Studios. But if I went to Disneyland, I would probably get maybe Space Mountain, just because I would want a ride that would wake me up and let me know, like, hey, you're back at the parks. And both of those rides would definitely do that. Number 11, and these start the bonus questions. So it's a 10-question tag, and then there's 4 bonus questions. So number 11, when the parks reopen, which is the first park you want to visit, and what is the first thing you want to do in the parks? Okay, well, I want to go to Disneyland. I want to see Sleeping Beauty's castle, and I want to go ride Indiana Jones. It's always kind of been a tradition to go on Indiana Jones first. However, the last couple years, that didn't really happen, just because when you have a pass, you don't really want to wait in a long line, so we get kind of spoiled. But I would definitely love to go on Indiana Jones, and then just spend a lot of the day in Adventureland, because that's my favorite land. Number 12, if you were to go to the park and no food was available, but all the rides were, which park would you choose? At Disney World, I would say Hollywood Studios, because it has Tower of Terror, which is my favorite ride. It has Rock and Roller Coaster. It has all of Toy Story Land. I know it has Galaxy's Edge, but I haven't been to it, and I'm not a Star Wars fan, so. But I think those rides are worth it enough. I don't really care for the food that I've had at Hollywood Studios, but I haven't eaten everywhere there, so just like a quick service thing. At Disneyland, I would definitely want to ride the rides at Disneyland, because I could get food at California Adventure or Downtown Disney, so that's fine. And then number 13, now reverse it. If you were to go to the park and no rides were available, but all the food was, which park would you choose? Probably Animal Kingdom. I love the rides at Animal Kingdom so much, but like I said, Yak and Yeti has the best meal I've ever had in my life, and all the food I've had at Animal Kingdom has been really good, and I could still look at the Tree of Life and the animals and stuff. It didn't say anything about that. So I would choose Animal Kingdom just so I could eat at Yak and Yeti again. So good. And last question, as Vanessa would say, so sad when these things end. It says, what ride is a must-do to call it a Disney vacation? For me, it does not feel like I went to a Disney park if I don't go on Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion. Those are two just like classic, like you have to go on them. They are some of the best rides that you can possibly go on. They're not like thrilling by any means, but they're just amazing and perfect, and I love them. So that was the Disney State of Mind tag. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for tagging me. And now I would like to tag my good friends, Jess and Nico, over at The Princess and the Sith. So tag guys, you're it. I will go ahead and link their channel up above and down below. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you love Disney. And if you're returning, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you more than you know. And I hope you all have the most magical day. Bye.